The Eastern Road. We're going to the Vale.
You're taking me to your sisters to answer for my imagined crimes. Tell me, Lady Stark, when was the last time you saw your sister?
5 years ago.
She's changed. You might as well kill me here.
When Catelyn kidnapped Tyrion, that's like a declaration of war against the richest family in the world.
If Tywin Lannister finds out that his youngest son has been brought to the Eyrie and is being held prisoner there are likely to be repercussions.
Lysa, you wrote me about the Lannisters, warning me to stay away from them, not to bring one here.
When Catelyn shows up with a Lannister there, Lysa's furious about it. She fled King's Landing to get away from the Lannisters because, as far as she's concerned, the Lannisters killed her husband. She believes they're trying to overthrow the king and seize power.
This man is my prisoner. I will not have him harmed.
Catelyn and her sister were very close when they grew up together, but Catelyn hasn't seen her sister in a long time.
There have been conflicts between the two of them going back to childhood, and now she's a strange woman.
The surface Game of Thrones is fought with swords and horses and weapons, but the game that Littlefinger and Varys play is every bit as important.
Littlefinger is dangerously charming, but mainly dangerously dangerous.
How have you been since we last saw each other?
Since you last saw me, or since I last saw you?
They are constantly up to something, and you generally don't know half of what they're doing. You know, there are all sorts of conspiracies and wheels within wheels.
I distinctly recall seeing you talking to Lord Stark in his chambers.
Was that you under the bed?
They're obviously antagonists, but they also have a real respect for each other.
We're friends, aren't we, Lord Varys?
Please.
And they're actually up to very different things. Littlefinger is fiercely ambitious, and despite his humble origins, he wants to rise as far as possible. And Varys, on the other hand, despite the fact that he is considered this scheming eunuch, weirdly, he wants what's best for the realm.
I want him dead. Mother and child, both.
You'll dishonor yourself forever if you do this.
Ned is very anti-child murder. He sees Daenerys Targaryen as a child and an innocent. And Robert is very pro whatever needs doing to preserve his supremacy.
Do nothing. That's your wise advice. Do nothing till our enemies are on our shores.
Robert can't believe that his hand is being so insubordinate. He's supposed to do what the king asks him to do, no matter what it is. And so the idea this is not honorable to kill, you know, Robert just thinks that's kind of silliness and it's all fancy talk, and that the truth of it is that you have to do all sorts of horrible things if you're going to rule the kingdoms.
I will have no part in it.
And this is the tipping point for Ned. His loyalty to Robert has reached its limit, and he quits. He just decides he can't be party to what's going on in King's Landing anymore.
Jaime has found out that Catelyn Stark has seized Tyrion Lannister and taken him prisoner. This provocation gives him a justification to attack Ned Stark, which he's been looking for the whole time.
If you threaten my lord again...
As in, I'm going to open your lord from balls to brains and see what Starks are made of.
Ned Stark is a famous warrior, so Jaime sees him as like a natural opponent. He just wants to get him out there on the field so they can test each other's mettle and see who's the better man.
You kill me. Your brother's a dead man.
It's a little bit like the two gunslingers in a Western who have been circling each other from the beginning of the movie, and you know they're going to fight at some point. You just don't know how it's going to turn out.
Attacking Ned Stark in the streets of King's Landing is one of the first steps you would take on the road to declaring warfare. When the fight starts to happen, Jaime realizes that when Ned fights a man for real, he fights a man for real, and Jaime starts to realize that his life is in danger here, and it becomes a fight to the death.
They're pretty evenly matched, and it's anyone's guess who would have won if the fight hadn't been abruptly terminated.